Mobile learning refers to the learning that takes place when the learner is not in a fixed predetermined location, or when the learner utilizes mobile technologies to facilitate and benefit their learning. Examples of settings where mobile learning commonly takes place include university education settings, primary and secondary education settings, and workplaces. When it comes to mobile trends, it is evident that looking not long into the past shows us the significant changes in technology. In 2007, Nokia released their N95 model, the first smartphone of its kind. Its standout features included a camera and music and video storage. At the time, Nokia claimed 49% of all worldwide smartphone sales, a completely different story to their 2.3% market share in 2013. In 2019, nowadays we see smartphones like the iPhone X, the Galaxy S9, and the OnePlus 6T. Recent developments in technology have resulted in mobile devices becoming widely available, more convenient, and for the most part, more affordable. Each generation of devices has added new functionalities and affordances, such as Wi-Fi, email, many types of productivity softwares, increased storage, and audio and video recording, to name a few. This has seen huge overall increases in the accessibility of the internet and the number of mobile devices purchased in the last 10 years. As a student at an Australian university, mobile learning sees mobile technology combined with traditional teaching methods in an attempt to improve the higher-end learning experience. This means that mobile learning in the developed world has a greater emphasis on targeting the quality of the educational experience, compared to the success seen in developing countries, where mobile technology targets the quantity of people that get to experience education. When it comes to the field of sports science, the acquisition of knowledge is highly dependent on working and experimenting with other people, and therefore requires a social constructivism approach. The acquisition of knowledge within the field of sports science is also highly dependent on being in an environment where the knowledge has to be applied and practiced, emphasizing a situated learning approach. Through watching my guide, I am hoping that viewers are able to understand the ways in which different types of educational tools can improve the learning experience of students, help students to continue to work effectively in a social environment, and facilitate contextual or situational learning. Out of the many different educational app types, fieldwork apps, which allow students to collect and store data, would be of most use to the Faculty of Sports Science. Apps that incorporate object tracking technology and video analysis, such as Vernier Video Physics, could be used in the field of biomechanics. Apps that display and record dependent variables while experimenting on human subjects, such as heart rate, are extremely useful in measuring intensity, fatigue, and performance. As well as this, always being aware of a subject's heart rate is vital in minimizing risks of overexertion and heart failure. QR codes are used as a way of looking up any form of online information, such as websites, photos, and videos. During sports science gym practical classes, QR codes could be set up next to equipment, taking students to a video demonstration and overall explanation of how to perform the exercises with the correct form and technique, therefore reducing the risk of injury and emphasizing the correct intended outcome of each exercise. Utilizing surveys and polls to create a pre-exercise screening tool for a large group of students before they are required to participate in exercise could prove to be useful within the sports science faculty. A survey could gather information on potential injuries and conditions of students, which protects both the livelihood of students and staff members. As well as this, surveys could also help to maximize enjoyment of students by gathering information on their exercise preferences and experience. Augmented reality refers to the technology that has the ability to overlay computer graphics onto the real world. This technology could prove to be invaluable during the observation and modification of an athlete's technique. AR technology could potentially allow athletes to immerse themselves into a competitive situation while still remaining in a controlled research environment. If an athlete perceives competition and pressure, then the flaws in their technique and performance are more likely to show, and as a result, can be corrected. After watching the guide and discussing with my two peers, they were able to bring up a few interesting feedback points. Initially, I hadn't fully acknowledged the importance of situated learning, but once they had brought it to my attention, I made a few slight changes to ensure the educational tools could be applied to situations where the application of knowledge occurs. They also mentioned the fact that my initial idea for QR code scanning might have been slightly disengaging and would have taken away from the social aspect. To change this tool, students, when scanning the QR codes, would instead be taken to instructional videos that are created by fellow students. Thank you for watching. I hope this gave a useful insight into my world of mobile learning.